Hello, it's Gordon Bryan here from thegreatgordino.com and creator of transformyourlifenow.com. In this video I'm taking another look at one of my quote images and the point I make in it. And for this time around, the quote and the image I'm looking at is this one. Four magic words beginning with A. 4 magic words beginning with A. Now, I took that picture up at Ailsa Craig, which is another magic word beginning with A, Ailsa Craig, where all the curling stones come from, just off the coast of Scotland. And I nipped up there, well, hundreds of miles away actually, went up there to have a look and go over to the rock and took some pictures while I was up there. And that particular one was a nice picture of the sunset. And I think the words go well over the top. 4 magic words beginning with A, very applicable when it comes to goal achievement, personal development, self-improvement. So let's get stuck in with word number 1. And word number 1 is attitude. Now, I came up with a whole idea about 4 magic words beginning with A when I listened to a audio cassette training called Lead the Field, and that was by Earl Nightingale. I first came across that many years ago as a cassette tape training series about 30 years ago. I know that makes me approaching, bordering on the semi a bit old. I understand that, but the training had value then and it still has value now, and in it Earl Nightingale calls attitude the magic word. So attitude is as good a starting place as any for my 4 magic words beginning with A, and in fact it's the starting place, because attitude directs the things you do, and the things you do causes the results you get. So if your attitude stays the same, the things you do will stay the same and the results you get will stay the same. If you want to change something, and by default in the world of goal achievement, personal development, self-improvement, you do want to change something. If you want to change something, to change the results, you have to change what you do. And if you're going to change what you do, that needs a change of attitude. Now when it comes to attitude, I like to think in terms of belief, and 2 beliefs in particular that you have to get in place. The first belief is that the change you want to happen will happen. Not that it will be nice if it happened, not that it might happen, not that it could happen, but that it will happen. And the reason it will happen is because you're going to find out how to do it, and you're going to do something about it. So it's not just a hope, it's hope combined with expectation and implementation. The second strand of belief you have to get right with your attitude is about your worthiness of the goal. So if you've got a goal that means something to you, to the real, genuine, authentic you, and it doesn't harm anyone else, that makes it a worthy goal. But even then, a lot of people think, oh, goals and those changes, they're only for someone else. They only work for others. They don't apply to me. I'm not good enough. Well, hang on. Hang on. You have to believe that you're worthy of your goal. And if it's a worthy goal, why aren't you worthy? Of course you're worthy. If it means something to you and it doesn't harm anyone else, that makes you worthy. And if you don't know how to do it right at the moment, right now, that's okay. And in fact it takes us to that second magic word beginning with A. And the second magic word beginning with A is ask. Oh, it amazes me how many people don't tap in to the huge power of that little 3-letter word, ask. You hear and see people saying it all the time. I can't do that. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that because I don't know how. Well, that's okay. Lots of people don't know how to do something. But as well as you've got the choice of saying, I don't know how to do it, so I'm going to give up, you've also got the choice, and this surely seems a better choice, of just asking someone how to do it. Now, it's possible that you are the first person in the history of the world ever to want to achieve your goal. Thing is though, although it's possible, it's probable that you're not the first person in the history of the world ever to want to achieve your goal. That means that others will have achieved it, and in turn that means that the information is out there about how they achieved it. And with the rise of the internet, which is what I call a staggering abundance of opportunity, that information is so accessible, it's almost unbelievable. Just the click of a couple of buttons and bang, you've got that information there. You might be actually ask people in the real world, in the offline world. And there's several benefits when you start asking. Obviously, the main benefit is that you get the information. But what you'll also find is that you get more information than you thought you would. People are happy to talk about themselves. They're happy to help other people. So they will give you extra advice. Oh, if you want to do that, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? Or here's an opportunity, or here's something you could try, or I know someone, and blah blah blah, etc. etc. Now, of course, just because you've asked for advice, you don't have to act on all the advice you're given. You can decide which advice to act on, which advice you might think is good information, and which advice you might think is maybe not so good information. But ask, take all the information in that comes to you, and be grateful for it. Some people you ask won't want to help you, won't want to see you succeed, and won't give you the information. That's okay. If you ask them and they say no, you're in no different position than before you asked. All that's cost you is the effort to ask, and you can just go and ask someone else. So, that's 2 magic words beginning with A. 1, attitude. 2, ask. And the 3rd magic word beginning with A is action. Because as I said right at the beginning, the results you get are a result of the actions you take, which is driven by your attitude. So you may have your attitude correctly in place, and you may have asked to get the information about how to make the changes you want to make, but none of that will mean anything unless you take action. Not me, not anyone else, you. No one else is going to take that action for you. And the responsibility for taking that action is down to no one else. It's down to you. It always has been, and it always will be. Once you do take action though, everything changes, and everything changes immediately. Because right away you've moved forwards towards that change you want. You've taken action and you're making progress. Habit and momentum start to kick in and work in your favour. Rather than having the habit of doing nothing and getting no momentum, no progress, the habit starts to kick in of taking action, seeing results, which encourages you and leads you to take more action and get more results, and that builds momentum. Powerful, powerful. So, 3 magic words beginning with A. 1, attitude. 2, ask. 3, action. And the 4th magic word beginning with A? Abracadabra. I'm sorry, alright, I'm sorry. Abracadabra. Come on. It's a magic word beginning with A, isn't it? Abracadabra, magic. Sorry. But listen, 3 magic words beginning with A and slash a 4th. Because if you get your attitude right, if you ask, if you take action, that is where the magic can happen, and really it can be transformational in your life. In all seriousness, it can be transformational. So what do you think? What do you think of those 4 magic words? How would they apply to you, to your goals, what you want to achieve? How would they apply? Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. Pop over and see me at the blog, thegreatgordino.com, and while you're there you can get my free video series covering my 8-step goal achievement formula that I've used for 30 years, since I first came across content like Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale. I've used this formula for decades to go on some great adventures and have some fun times. That video series is available at my blog, thegreatgordino.com. Pop over and see me on Facebook, which is my social media channel of choice. Facebook.com/thegreatgordino is my personal profile. And then there's my pages there, Facebook.com/yourlifetransforming and Facebook.com/thegreatgordino newsletter. So it's Gordon Bryan signing off for now, always ready to put those 4 magic words beginning with A into practice. Make sure you're doing the same thing too, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.